I can make up to $2,000 a week as an OTR truck driver, but haven't held my newborn son in weeks. Let's talk about it. So I have a newborn son, about a month old. I haven't seen in weeks. And I've been OTR truck driver for about a year. I was regional first. I did OTR, went back to regional, then went back to OTR because regional, the pay wasn't working out. So I've been doing OTR right now with this company for about a year. And the reality is, in order for me to pay my bills, take care of my responsibilities, I had to do OTR. I had no choice at that point. As you say, OTR, they get you on, the onboarding is fast. The people are always hiring if you want to go over the road. So I had to do what I had to do. I had to make that sacrifice, and I just had to do what I had to do. So how hard is it being far from home? Being an OTR driver far from home for my baby and my wife. It's not. How can I say, it is hard in a way, knowing that I'm not there for them, But I do gotta thank God for my family. My mom and dad have been a very helpful support in this, on the process of my wife giving birth, me being us being a new couple. My parents were very instrumental. I do gotta give credit to that. So I'm not the average, most drivers, they don't have that. At one point when I found out, my girlfriend, now wife, was pregnant, I did not think, I was like, okay, yeah, I had to stay OTR for a time being until I get, come back home. So I got to take care of this, especially you being pregnant. I really got to take care of this. I just can't hop back home. And then, as I was doing regional, and it was not working out. The pay, the pay I was making, they cut that in half. I was using credit cards, so it's like, I was like, I can't go back to that. I got to take care of my responsibilities. So I was like, okay, yeah, babe, we're going to do what we got to do for right now until I get back home. But a good thing, my parents helped out. God bless my parents. So, but I'm going diverging off topic. Oh my goodness, it is hard for me though. It is hard for me though. I'm not gonna lie, it is. I'm willing to accept it because I got to take care of my responsibilities. But I'm not gonna lie to you. If I could get a job, I'm making what I'm making here, home every day or local, yeah, I'll jump onto the opportunity. And most drivers say they won't, they're a lie. They are a lie. Or they just so they've been in the game so long, you can't change it. My wife, how does my wife feel about this? My wife, she prefers me being home. She doesn't mind if I'm OTR like regional. She doesn't mind if I'm home every weekend, at most every other weekend. But she rather me be home at least every weekend. She rather me home. But I'm blessed to have a wife too. My wife has been very understanding. I'm blessed in a way in my situation as a driver. A lot of people have been very understanding because I have a goal, I have a dream, I have a vision. I'm not made without vision shall perish. I'm not just over here just driving and don't have any goals or not trying to have any progress done in my life. I'm not trying to drive for 10, 20 years and have nothing to show for it. That's just, that scares me. That's not going to be me. I don't want to be that guy. So my wife has been very instrumental. She's been helpful. She has been very, I said to me, I take care of things. I'm a workaholic. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna figure out something. I'm gonna go ahead and get it. But she hasn't been like, when I talk to some drivers, my wife said this, it's me or OTR, or my wife is always bothering, nagging me. My wife is not like that, which I am blessed. She understands, she'll call me, I miss you, this and that. But she understands. She's like, okay, yeah, we have to do what we have to do. So my wife doesn't like it, but she's understanding, which is all a man can ask for, somebody to be understanding. And there are memories I miss, memories and appointments I have missed. My brother's birthday was this week. I didn't see him. I called him to say happy birthday, but I wasn't there. I might miss my wife's birthday. You get me? So, and I missed. The good thing about I made on a lot of major appointments. While she was pregnant, I made it on every ultrasound except for one. And ultrasound I missed because the scheduling and my time clock, I could not run illegal. It didn't work out, So I had to come the next day. So I missed that appointment, which hurt me because I try my best, especially as I'm getting older. I try my best to be a man of my word. Word is bond. I try my best to be a man of my word because I realized when you're in trucking strips everything away from you. Take away everything. You're in this truck, you're just a man in this truck. You don't have your car to show off. You don't have really nothing to show off. You have these boots. You have boots. You dress rough. It's a rough job. It's not a sensitive job. It's not, it's patty cake. It's rough. It gets crazy. It's a rough job. flatbed driller is a rough job. And I'm not saying it's the hardest, like you're throwing shingles on the roof, but it's a rougher job. It's a rough job, you know. Where was I at? Oh my gosh. But, you know, during that time period, the scheduling and everything, I missed that appointment. So it really hurt me because I told her I'll be there and I was not there. I was not able to make it. So I'm like, damn, what does my word mean if I'm not able, if I said I was going to be there? Although it was actions and things that came out of that I was not in control of, I still missed out on that, you know? And I missed out on some appointment she had with her doctor. So she's a married woman with a ring, but her husband is nowhere to be found. He's in Ohio. He's in Idaho with potatoes. You know? So that's the truth. I did miss some things. Now I made on major appointments, like the first one and the last one and the giving birth of my child. I did make those. But I missed out on a lot. I have to admit, I missed out on some of these key things. But let's go to some pros of the OTR trucking. I gotta admit, there are some pros. One, you can make, when things are going right, you can make good pay. You could make good pay, as in most OTR drivers. If you at least have a year or 2 years of experience, you could make decent pay. For this week, that's not this week, but last week I made almost $2,000. A little bit over, just $2,000. It was a very good week. That's an exceptional week. That's not an everyday week. I gotta be, before everybody's like, I'm gonna go be a truck driver now. 2,000 a week, you gotta be damn. No, that was an exceptional week. That's not an everyday week. That's not something that happens weekly. Trucking is up and down, up and down, up and down. But most of the time in trucking, you're not gonna make less than 1,000. You're not gonna, unless you just something messes up. But most of the time, you're not gonna make less than 1,000. You're definitely not gonna make less than $800. You know, if you're running right, especially if you have 1 or 2 years of experience. But you have the potential to make decent money. I'm not saying you're gonna be a millionaire making 10, 20,000 as a company driver, but you can make decent money. Now, are there drivers that are making that? If you're a company driver making that, contact me immediately. I'll go to that company. But most of the time, that's OTR pay. If you're gonna make $3, $4, $5, $10,000 a week, that's owner op pay. As a company driver, you can make decent money and you have stable employment. Even if you mess up in trucking, there's a company that most likely will get you. The Russians, Western Express, there's most likely, unless you did something egregious like you killed like 10 people here and you're just on the phone like this, then probably not. But there is stable employment in trucking, in OTR trucking, may I say. There's always going to be a job OTR trucking. I go on Indeed, there's OTR trucking jobs out the wazoo. It's just OTR. There's so many OTR trucking jobs. So there's a lot of opportunity as far as OTR trucking. That's a pro. That means you're always going to be able to get a paycheck. Another one, I'm able to provide for my family. It feels good for me to, I pay the car note, pay the insurance. My wife doesn't work. So I pay for all this and have a little bit of money so I can throw in some savings, have some money so I can pay off some debt. I'm about to pay off one debt by this month, no later by the first week of August, about to pay off my debt. I'm about to, just provide for my family. It does make me feel good. She needs some formula. I'm able to send her some money. You know, she doesn't feel like, there's nothing. No, I'm able, got an oil change, all cash, send cash, no credit now, cash, and able to take care of my responsibilities. It does make me feel good. And I've always been a provider kind of guy. That's always been me. But it feels good for me to take care of my family, provide for my family. And next is planning for my future. I'm able to properly plan for my future. Since you're OTR truck driving, you're able to sit down away from the noise. Sometimes when you're with your family or with your old lady, you tend to spend more. That's the honest truth. You gonna go out on dates. You with you and your kid. You guys gonna go out somewhere, and that's money out your pocket. So but while you're OTR trucking, and especially if you're eating in the truck, you get to really focus on what you want. And I said, trucking strips everything. So you have to really be on point, and you really got to think about what you want. So I'm able to think, I want to pay off me and my wife's debt. I want to be able to put some money in my kid's college fund. So if he goes to college, he's not really stressed on, I need to get this loan. He's able to go to college and not really be stressed with the college fees. I want to be able to, I want to put money in my 401k and in my investments. Have a nice little nest egg before I go out of OTR truck driving. And ideally have a down payment for a house. That is my plan. I'm able to proper plan for my future. Now these are the cons of OTR. Being away from weeks. You're away from your family for weeks. your family, your friends. It's not normal to be away from people. I said, me, I don't mind. I'm able to talk to anybody, but it's not normal. You gotta be abstract. That's not normal. But you're away for your family and your friends and your loved one for weeks on end. Next, there's gonna be strain in relationships. That is true. There's gonna be some strain in relationships. Now, good thing you have a phone call, but it's not the same. Calling, FaceTime is not the same as physical interaction. You can feel the energy. You could see, there's little cues you could pick up, everything more than you could do on FaceTime. So it does create a strain in relationship. Now, your relationship has to be solid between everybody. Your relationship has to be solid, but it's not the same. We gotta admit, I don't know why people like to lie or try to be. No, it's not the same. Now, will some people endure it because there might be some benefits? Yeah, but it's not the same. So there will be some strain in your relationships. Next, you have mental stress and loneliness. Now, the loneliness doesn't affect me, but some people, the loneliness does affect them. You will be alone at this job. If you can't handle being alone, if you cannot able to face yourself, look in your demons and fight your demons, you're not able to go and have mental fortitude. It's not it for you. Okay, it's going to be stressful. There's going to be times you're going to be lonely. And if that loneliness causes you to drink, that loneliness causes you to go smoke, yeah, this is not going to be it for you. That's the downside. And also the mental stress. You got to worry about forwarders. You got to worry about, I'm a flatbed driver, securing the load, protecting the load, not damaging the load. You got to worry about DOT officers. You got to worry about waste stations. There's a lot of added stresses as a truck driver that a lot of people don't talk about. There's a lot of added things that is against you than for you as a truck driver. That's just the truth. That is just the truth. Next is child bonding. I have to openly admit and realize my wife is bonding with a kid. My little 4 or 5 days that I'm home can be, and beat is not the right word, cannot really contest with my wife being there 24/7. So the kid will have a better bond with my wife more than his mom, more than he will ever will with me. And that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make in order to take care of my family. That's a sacrifice I'm willing to make for our future. That's the sacrifice I'm willing to make. But I gotta admit, it's not gonna be the same. Like, I understand that me doing this, my kid might never really be locked in. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but that might happen because he's been around the mom. He knows the mom, always mom. I'm not there. I'm taking care, but especially when the kid don't care about your money. The kid don't really care about the kid. You're not here. You know, good thing he's still young. 3, I don't think he'll even remember, but he's 1 month years old. He probably won't even remember. You know, even if 2, 3, he probably not even remember being over the road. But I know I'm not having that child bonding time, that time with him. It's not happening. But I'm willing to sacrifice that for my wife to take care of him. You know. And this is my honest opinion. Is it worth it right now? I'll say yes. Yes, it's worth it, but not forever. This is only for a season. Tis only for a season. And I talked to my wife about this. I'm like, I don't plan on because I look at the truck industry so far. I don't hate this job. You know, even the previous job I had in the road, I didn't hate it. But when the management started changing and then this and this started happening, I had to pay. And also me worried about my let's say God forbid I get fired from this job. I have nothing. This without any education or anything. What job's gonna pay you $75,000, $80,000 a year? No, it's very few jobs that's gonna pay you that. It's not a lot of jobs that's gonna pay you more than $70,000, $80,000 a year with no formal education or no skill or trade. That is the truth. So I looked at let me get a skill that's relatively fast, you know, relatively, I don't have to pay so much. And trucking was it. And I was really in the railroad transportation industry, riding a hustler truck. So let me just do that. You know? Let me just do that. So it's just only for a season. This industry, me being OTR, is only for a season. I only plan on doing this. I don't plan on doing this for more than 3 years. 5 max. 5 is pushing it. But I don't see myself doing this for more than 3 years. When our debt is paid off as a family, we're debt free, have a certain amount of money in the bank, have money in investments, then I'll be looking to get off the road. I'll probably still be in trucking or some type of transportation. Might go to the railroad, back to the railroad, we will see. Or might go out the industry altogether, we will see. We will see. But I don't plan on being away 3-4 weeks away from my family for a long period of time. time. I don't see myself 5-10 years down the line me be doing this. No, I don't see that happening. And if it is, if me having my own truck and my own company, but me being a company driver, I don't see myself. If things go up, I don't see myself doing this. So if you're a new driver or you're a new dad, comment down below. If you're a dad, you know you're away from work or you're in the grind mode, comment down below. Tell me what you're going through. Tell me how you're feeling. Tell me what you do. Tell me the tips. If you're an OTR driver or a person who's always away or always working, tell me the dilemmas you're going through. Tell me how you feeling. Tell me what you're thinking. Tell me, give me some tips, you know. But without further ado, is Gain the Cake, comment, like, subscribe, out.